Of course, as soon as I get in here. There we go, notifications finally went out. What's up, everybody? It's Jet DesertFox, and this is a Battlefield 1 live stream, and the topic for tonight's live stream is all your questions regarding the new app that I have created. What's up, Fidel? The BlueFox Tracker. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of what the BlueFox Tracker is, where am I going? The BlueFox Tracker is a free app that will be available for download via the App Store and Android. I don't know what the Android thing is called. I think it's like Android Play or Google Play or something like that. But it will be available for free download. And what the BlueFox Tracker does is it tracks your squad mates, your teammates, and along with just tracking them, it also keeps score of you reviving teammates, capturing capture points, and following orders as well. Oh, and along with hit calling. So if you call your hit within the app will reward you for being a good sport, and it will score points for you. Sorry, I got a little distracted. So right now I'm going to try to answer some questions as I play. Leah should be joining me here in a little bit. Oh jeez. Oh, that was a horrible spawn. But Leah should be joining me here in a little bit to help answer the questions and keep you all entertained. Is that we can stop? Also, once Leah gets here, all the crummy comments and people commenting crummy things will get banned. So don't comment something that's going to be considered controversial, edgy, because quite honestly, no one's here for that, and we don't really want that on the channel. So let's see here. Real quick, are you all going to Battle Hack? Yes. Lee and I will be leaving for Battle Hack this Thursday. Whoa. And we will be playing at Battle Hack for the 10-year anniversary. Oh, that sucked. Sorry, the chat's going by pretty fast. For questions regarding can I come to this field, can I come to whatever, you need to talk to your local field owner or shop owner or whoever and have them get into contact with Leah and I, and we will try to make it to your field. Let's see here. I don't know any spots. Oh man. Does the blue... Sorry guys, it's going by really fast. I'm trying to play and also answer, but pretty hard. There we go. Does it work? Okay, so does the BlueFox Tracker work outside of DesertFox events? Yes and no. At some stage, the BlueFox Tracker will be available for like your local airsoft field and other just regular airsoft games. But that's still kind of a work in progress. But it will be available outside of DesertFox airsoft events. In what capacity, we're not 100% sure yet. Is it online, like where you could get hacked? No, it is not online. Honestly, there really won't be any personal information that the app will need in order for you to play. so you don't have to worry about getting information stolen or anything, because it'll just be very, I mean, the information that they'll get will be very simple stuff, like your name and other airsoft related things, so not really useful to somebody who's trying to steal your identity. Oh man, oh. Let's see here. What is the website to register for DesertFox events? The website is DesertFoxAirsoftEvents.com. When is the BlueFox Tracker app going to launch? The app will probably launch in January with its first version. Now, when the app launches, that's just going to be the very first version of it. There will be several versions of the app, and each time a new version comes out, it'll have a new feature. How will it be implemented into MSW games? As of right now, there are no plans to implement it into MSW, but that sort of thing will probably be coming. When? Not sure. What is the BlueFox Tracker? We already answered that a little while ago. Trying to get through some other questions right now, but I'll get back to it, don't worry. Okay, go that for out. Map of the AO would be a cool feature to add, just saying. Yes, you will be able to... At some point during the app's development, you will be able to just download your own overlay of the field that you're playing at and use that as opposed to the standard Google map that will probably be standard or default, or the default map, I should say. Let's see here. Hey guys, I'm not going to be answering like what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that questions. I really want to keep the topic down to questions for the BlueFox Tracker. There was a good one right there, and it scrolled by too fast. Cian Cruz, probably not going to play that game. Again, if you're asking me to come to a specific field or retail store or go anywhere for that matter, you need to contact your local shop or field owner and have them get in touch with us. Okay, so how will teams be divided on the tracker? Different servers for different teams? No, everything will be tracked through the BlueFox Tracker. So it'll be kind of just like Battlefield. So as people will populate into their squads, and it'll all be just through the app. So you'll be able to see on, let's say the scoreboard. So the scoreboard will look similar to what you'll see here on the screen for Battlefield. It'll have one team, then the other team. It'll show everyone's scores, their screen names, all that stuff. Those all bad guys? Those are good guys. And I hate these Russian maps. They're just wide open. Is the BlueFox Tracker free? Yes. The BlueFox Tracker will be free. Something about the BlueFox Tracker being able to be downloaded onto different mobile devices. Yes, it'll be available on Android, iPhone, and those tablets. So if you don't want to use a phone, you can bring your small tablet and use that during the game. Matt Brooks, great question. Will the tracker add in roles such as support gunner, sniper, etc.? As of right now, the BlueFox Tracker will only support the medic class role. Only because that we want to push people to use the medic class to revive players and to actually, kind of be helpful. As opposed to what goes on right now at airsoft games with medics is there's really no true incentive for them to revive players. Like right now, I'm going to revive this guy because I'm going to score points. So the same it'll be the same for the BlueFox Tracker. Is an enemy a friendly player will get hit, a notification will be sent to all the medic classes, letting them know that there are down players in certain vicinities or in their vicinity, and when they move into proximity of that wounded player, there'll be a progress bar that will show them reviving that guy or that friendly player. So much like how you're seeing it here on the screen with Battlefield. Man, I'm just getting mowed down. Airsoft Ildoc, great question. Camo restrictions for DesertFox events. So for the event series, in a nutshell, the storyline is global corporate warfare, and everybody fighting in it is a mercenary. You're not soldiers. So there is no need to have impressions or anything like that. Everything will just be original design. So the camo patterns, each faction will consist of 3 colors, and you can use any of those 3 colors in any specific fashion you want. So it'll be red, black, and green for one team, and for another team it's going to be tan, gray, and blue. Now you can use any of those color patterns on that team. So in the next few weeks, I'm going to be releasing a bunch of example photos of that's horrible. Example photos of what each faction will look like and what you could possibly do for your kit.
It leaves a lot of room for cosplay, which I think is cool, because you'll be able to really customize, because you don't have to do impressions of anything. So you can make a kit that looks like anything that you want, and as long as it's in the colors. That's what I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Jensen donated $6 and said, "Notice me."
Thanks, Jason. I like your choice of amount to donate.
To donate.
666. Okay, so once again, what is the BlueFox tracker? So if you didn't hear it the first time, please listen this time. The BlueFox tracker is an app that will be downloadable to your phone or mobile device or tablet to be used in-game at DesertFox airsoft events. The BlueFox tracker will track you, your squad mates, your teammates, and basically anyone else on your team. It will also It will also allow you to score points and quantifiably show who is good at airsoft and who is just standing around shooting their toy gun. So, for instance, I'm in this capture zone here in the world of Battlefield. We're going to have a similar capture zone within the app, and as you approach the capture zone through GPS satellites, you'll score points, much like Battlefield. So think of the game I'm currently playing right now, but you're playing it in real life with airsoft guns. So if you're horrible with like a controller, or you just don't have a powerful PC but you still love airsoft, now you can play basically your favorite video game within the realm of reality. Can you ban that guy? He just dropped.
Some people were asking questions about how you call your hits. How does it know when you call your hits?
Okay, so obviously there's the BlueFox tracker has limitations like anything else. It can't track hits, it can't track kills. However, it will allow you to do these things within the capacity of the real world. Whoa, we won. That was crazy. Okay, so to kind of go through it, let me wait till the narrator stops talking. Dude, I'm not gonna play Third Age. And can you ban John Hawk for dropping an F-bomb? So, the way... Oh, still talking. Sorry. Well, don't drop an F-bomb. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the narrator. I'm waiting for the girl to stop talking so that I can explain how hit calling will work. Okay. Okay, so hit calling. The way hit calling will work with the BlueFox tracker is you'll get hit in real life. You'll call hit. Let me just mute the. Oh no, I can't mute it. Okay. with the BlueFox tracker. In real life, you'll get hit, so you'll call hit. Then on your mobile device or whatever device you're using, there's going to be a button that says call your hit. You'll hit that button, it'll have a confirmation screen. Are you hit? Yes. From that point, you'll score you'll score some points for sportsmanship, and then your status will be set to wounded. Now everyone can see your status on the scoreboard, and then also any medic class around, you'll now appear to them as a little red cross or some sort of revive me symbol. So not only will medics know where you're at, they're gonna have incentive to come get you.
Someone named Corbin donated $2.
Thank you, Corbin. Is the app already up and running? It is not yet right now. Right now, we did a beta test at Airsoft Con, and people were able to use the app and kind of play with it a little bit. We are going to have... very soon we'll have a working version of the app. Again, the first game is in January, so we've got a little bit of time.
Here's a good question. Can you see this app? Can you see people using this app as... This doesn't make sense, but basically, can you see people spending too much time on the app? Like, will it take too long to do things? And where should I put my device?
No, it shouldn't take too long to do things. Quite honestly, as long as once you start the app up and you're in game, it's tracking everything that you're doing without you having to do anything. So, as a medic, all I have to do is just stand within a certain proximity of the person, and the healing process will start. So,
and currently there are things out that you can just wear on. It's a hard case that you can put on either your chest rig or anything else that's MOLLE compatible. And it's a hard case that can just flip down. There's also, Milsim West does make a current phone case that you can carry your phone in. So it'll be something that you can just quickly, it would be on your chest and you could just quickly flip down and look at it. And then you just touch a button. There's a giant red hit button that you would just touch when you get hit. And that's kind of how it would work, from what I understand.
Yes. Someone was asking if the app can be used. Why can't I hit that guy? If the app can be used at other fields, eventually it will be. Right now, we've got a lot of testing to do and fine-tuning it. Again, I don't make any promises that the app will work 100% flawless at our first game. Nothing ever goes correct at any first game or any event for that matter. But as time goes on, yes, it will get better. Things will become refined. Jeez. Oh man, I'm just getting
Corbin donated $2 and also asked, does it have radar functionality to track enemies?
Okay, thanks for the donation. And to answer your question, yes, it has the basically, when the app is running, on the admin side, we're tracking everybody. So as an admin, we can see everybody on the field who's currently playing within that game. Now, so when you're a player in the game, you're only seeing your team, and you're only seeing your team. As we progress with the app, we will be adding in power-ups, such as like UAVs and other things that you can kind of see enemy players for a certain amount of time in like within like a certain zone.
How old will you have to be to play DesertFox events?
I believe our cutoff will be probably. Well, actually, I don't know yet. I'm gonna tackle that question probably later. But we're gonna try to make it pretty young. I would anticipate maybe like within the 13 age group, 13 and above.
Are you able to invite people? How the app is going to work is every teams will be rewarded for using the app, and you'll be penalized for not using the app within DesertFox events. So it will be in your best interest. In this day and age, pretty much everyone has a smartphone. So it's in your best interest to use the app. And if your team is not using the app, then your team is going to score less points, and therefore you guys are going to not really be able to win very easily.
Yeah, there will be things. Not everyone has to use the app. I mean, we're not gonna like super duper penalize people for not using the app. But we highly encourage everyone to use it.
The Gaming Sloth, will you ever be able to save your in-round score and text it to your friends?
Definitely, yes. At the end of every battle, the scoreboard will show who is. It'll show all the scores for everything. Whoa. So you'll be able to, you can probably screenshot your score, send that to your friends. Also, the profiles within DesertFox, within the app, will be like, when you start a profile, that profile is basically like your airsoft career. It will track everything that you've done for DesertFox airsoft events, including like how many other stats such as like how many times you die, your point death ratio, how many revives you've done. It's going to have a lot of information in it.
Can you post mention if someone in your area isn't calling hits?
Absolutely. With the app in real time, you'll be able to send a message to game control, and hopefully it'll have camera access too. That was one of the notes that I had put in for this iteration of the app, is that I want players to be able to send text messages, or just in a sense just plain text message and photos to game admins or other players and such.
So if you're having a problem with any player, then you would be able to text a photo of them to game admin.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would be able to keep an eye on that player.
Yep. And since we have your position too as admin, because we can see everybody, we'll know exactly where you are and then figure out where that guy is. So there's no longer this like, oh man, this guy's cheating, can someone please find a ref? The ref someone's got to go physically find the ref, and then and in that time between trying to spotting the cheater and then getting the ref, that's probably about 30 minutes lost right there. And this kind of negates that, so it'll be, I mean, in a fairly quick amount of time, you should be able to get a ref on site to help you with any potential cheaters.
Matt Brooks, how will the BlueFox tracker monitor kills if it doesn't track shots fired?
Because it won't track kills. It simply won't. That's not something that's possible in any capacity right now in Airsoft without, people trying to cheat the system or anything like that. It's really impossible.
But it will track you completing objectives. Mm-hmm. That's basically how you're going to be able to tell who's a good player, because it's going to be people that are going after objectives.
Yeah, the whole thing is to just get you to play the objective more and work cohesively as a team. It's also an excellent tool for your leadership to get people into the right spot to actually accomplish things. How many times have you been to a game where you're like, where is everyone going? Where is everybody? I don't know what the heck is going on. With the BlueFox tracker, that hopefully will alleviate a lot of those problems.
Will you eventually be able to input your hits?
Yeah, you'll be able to input your hits. I mean, hits as in
They're kills. I shot someone, I got a kill.
Quite honestly, I don't think so until another form of technology comes in. Comes in that allows people to do something like that. And currently, there's a lot of things that are being developed. And when we do get to that point, we probably won't be shooting BBs at each other anymore. I mean, it'll just be laser tag at that point.
Corbin donated again, $5.
Cool.
Will there ever be a third-party device, e.g. smartwatch? What about weak signal?
So, smartwatch, someone did ask us if it was going to be if it was going to be Apple Watch compatible. I would actually advise against using really small screens like that, because it's going to be really hard to see what's going on. What was the second part of that question?
Asking about signal.
Oh, okay. Great question. In terms of signal, if we do have measures in place that if the signal is weak at the AO, we can boost it using beacons, using triangulation beacons and Wi-Fi hotspots. However, in our AO scouting, we will always pick an AO that's going to have really good cell reception. Like, we're not going to pick something that's way off in the boonies. Oh, Jesus. We're not going to pick an AO that's like way off in the boonies where, you know, everyone has no reception. It would defeat the whole purpose of the app and the game. Thanks again for the donation.
Harrison asked, what if you made a hit or kill counter just as a side for fun thing someone could track on their own, but not have it count towards anything?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll add that into my notes, actually. I mean, if you guys really want to track stuff like that, just for fun, I'm all about it. You know, the more stats that can be tracked within the app, you know, makes it more appealing to people.
Yeah. I know that I always hear certain people after games talking about or after engagements, how many kills they got per whatever. So I'm sure people would like to be able to store that.
Yeah, I mean, the only way we could physically confirm hits right now is by basically, in my head right now, just literally right now, is if everyone was assigned a QR code, and when you shot somebody and then you would have to physically get to them and scan their QR code, and they would have to they also would have to confirm the hit too. Like it would basically be a two-part like confirmation system.
Syndicate Vlog said best way to be able to tell if a player has been hit, have a push button that the player can touch and mark themselves hit on the map. Yeah, you'll have cheaters, but that's when the blip comes up for admin. That's exactly right, and that's exactly what the app has. It's a big red button that says hit that you just say beep, hit.
Yep.
And then it confirms, are you hit, and you say yes.
You say yes, and then you're now marked as wounded. And it's just like any other milsim event. You can't do anything. In fact, the scoring actually becomes disabled once you're in that wounded status, so you can't score. Obviously, if you're already hit, you try to like shoot at people. You know, people are gonna get mad at you because it's obvious that you're hit.
Callsign Rattle is asking, do you have any idea where you will be having these events? What AOs have you thought about?
Great question. So the first event will take place here in Southern California at George Air Force Base. If you head to our Facebook page, DesertFox Airsoft Events, all the information is there, including a FAQ with how the app works and some small descriptions about it again. But I'm going to answer most of those questions tonight. You can also sign up for the game now. We are hashing out the overall event rules, which will be a more relaxed rule set from your like hardcore milsim game. There's still going to be things like mid-caps only, semi-automatic fire only. We're also going to implement something that TCA did with their event series, and that's if you SMG class guns such as the MP7, the ARP9, and anything that's chambered in like 9mm to 45, if you chrono under 1 joule, you'll be able to use that gun on full automatic with no minimum engagement distance.
Some people are asking how often the app will refresh and how much battery it will use in your phone.
So you definitely are going to need a battery pack for your phone. The refresh rate can be set by you, the player, so that way you're not just sucking up all your data. Go this way.
Is this app going to be available for airsoft fields?
I answered this earlier, but I'll answer it again. Yes, at some point yes, there will be versions available strictly for trying to play and answer these questions is really hard.
Yeah, it will be available for fields, and that will be something that will be released in the future with an app update, but it won't be available immediately.
Right. like, to be very upfront with everybody and transparent, like, the app will be free to download. Like, the biggest thing that you'll be able to do is, like, if you're not going to the event, is spectate. We will have a spectate mode with the app. So if you're, but you'll only be able to see the mini map. However, I mean,
it'll be on a delay, right?
Yeah, it'll be on a 45-minute delay, so you can't just call your buddy and tell them where everyone's at. What was the other thing?
Matt Brooks, have you thought of finding a way to make a DesertFox branded phone holder on your arm? Example, Cordura construction with a clear plastic material to touch the screen.
Yes, there are gonna. I mean, there's gonna be tons of companies that come out with stuff. I mean, there already are existing. There is already existing gear out there to hold your phone. Juggernaut Cases does one. In fact, it's probably gonna be more prevalent on the battlefield. Quite honestly, the United States military is using this thing called Android Tactical Advanced Tracker or something. One of the Rangers over the weekend told me about it. Like, it's being used right now mainly by, like, SEALs.
So he's basically saying that current soldiers are already using cell phone holders essentially on their gear. Mm-hmm. So it'll be easy to find. Too Tall Thomas said, I noticed that there's going to be red and blue accent color for factions. How will dead rags work, or are you going to use a different color, or do you have another color in mind?
Great question, Tom. Mm-hmm. So one thing that I hate about dead rags is the dead rag is this big, and everyone puts it on their head, and it's very hard to see. So we're actually going to get away from using dead rags. We're going to be using either high-vis vests or the glow, like PT glow belts that you see on like all the dudes doing the marine impressions and such. Only because most of those materials are reflective. Those materials are reflective, and it's easier to see in low light, and they cover more portions of your body. Because I mean, I'm sure you've all been to games where the guy's got a dead rag on his head, but you're prone and you can only see so far, or their back is to you, or something. Just it's very hard to see that red rag. Yeah. Unless you've just got a gigantic one.
Yeah, people always have problems with they shoot them from one's like someone has a dead rag on their front and then they get shot in the back and then they're like, what the heck? Right. I have my dead rag out, and obviously you couldn't see it on both sides. So a high-vis vest or a PT belt that will be very compact that you'll still be able to fit in like a small pouch is going to be the solution to that problem.
This does not seem like a good area to be.
What's the difference between the app and the heads-up display paintball mask?
The app will score. A lot of people initially, when the announcement was made about like the next evolution of airsoft, everyone thought it was going to be the Empire HUD. No, so while that paintball mask is great and that HUD system is a great idea, it costs $600 and it only tracks people who also have that HUD, who also have the mask with the HUD. So your entire team will have to all buy that mask, and you can only see each other. With the BlueFox tracker, you'll be able to see everybody on your team who's using the BlueFox tracker, which is free, and you'll all be able to score points.
Addisinger MC, I think what you're doing will have lots of problems and won't work well and will cost me money on data and will have lots of problems, so I will not be going to any events that has this.
Quite honestly, that's fine. I mean, there's tons of other events out there that you can go to. It's not going to be... I mean, if that's really how you feel, that's fine. Like...
Cool, don't go.
Okay, yeah, just don't go. Like...
I would also say, like, if you're skeptical about it, just don't go to... You can... The first event, I'm sure Jet has already said what's going on with it, but the first event is going to be January 12th through 14th in Victorville, California at George Air Force Base. So I'm guessing that most people that live in California will be going to it, so you can hear from other people how the app works, and of course there'll be lots of game footage and I'm sure lots of opinions about how the app works after that game.
Yeah, one thing that a lot of people I mean, it does irritate me to hear people say that, but I mean, yeah, that's your opinion. However, I will counter with this. How many times do radios work perfectly? You know, radios aren't the most perfect thing on the battlefield, and we still use them to this day. Oh man, jeez, I am really terrible
And he
tonight.
also said that eventually they will try to have some beacons and hotspots available in the future for those of you that don't have like unlimited data. I know that most cell phone companies offer unlimited data, so that would probably also be if you control your own cell phone plan, sign up for unlimited data, and then you definitely don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, and again, we have implemented other things to help negate that sort of thing. Like I said previously, you will be able to adjust the refresh rate on the phone. So if you just want to refresh your position or whatever, you know, basically pinging your position and all your other stuff to like every minute, you can set it to that. I mean, it doesn't have to be on all the time. You know, you and your buddy could just use the app while you just activate it whenever he says, like, oh, we're in the cap zone or something. There's just tons of solutions to all those problems that everyone, you know, has. And quite honestly, if you're still not happy with that, then whatever. Don't come to the game, and you can create your own thing.
Here's a good question. Eric Poloni, can you see enemies who have marked themselves hit? Can you mark enemies you have seen so other teammates can see them on the map?
Yes, I have talked about being able to spot enemies, but it won't be a spot enemy as in you'll be able to track them like here in Battlefield, but you'll just be able to know their last current position.
So, if an enemy calls themselves hit, will you be able to see that there is a downed enemy on the map?
No.
Josh Warren, cheap-ass kids get a data plan with your parents' card.
True story.
You can also buy like one-time data plans too, if you're worried about going over. Corbin donated $2 again, and where did it go?
Thanks, Corbin.
Running around with chargers and antennas? Question mark.
Chargers and antennas?
It just says running around with chargers and antennas.
I mean, look at radios. Radios come with, you know, extended batteries, and we have antennas sticking out of us all the time.
I think something that would be easy would be if you have the flip down mount, you could easily run a battery pack on an admin pouch or any sort of thing on an assault pack on the back, and you would be able to run a charger or a cord through your Molly to plug into your phone if you're worried about your phone dying, which that's something that I'm planning on doing personally. I'm sure lots of people will be able to figure out different ways to attach a battery pack so that way their phone is always on. But that's my plan, my personal plan, in case you're wondering. Evan Thomas, how accurate will player tracking be? I realize it may require updates. I was just curious on whether it was currently able to give up-to-date locations, much like watching a radar in Battlefield.
Yes, it's accurate up to, I believe, 15 feet. And depending on the signal, it'll be even stronger or even more accurate.
That's good. Another good question. Oh, they go so fast.
Man, being a soldier in World War I in Russia is the worst thing ever. Jeez. I could probably just sit here and just...
Brandon asks, if you said it, sorry, but will you be able to receive orders from commanders?
Absolutely. That is one of the #1 key features in the app is the dissemination of information from leadership to every single individual player on the battlefield. So no longer will you be like, what are our orders? Where should we go? Etc., etc., etc. Your commander and any other leadership on your team can now just issue orders out via the app, and you'll get that notification.
Redbeard Airsoft, I think this is in reference to the enemy marking an enemy player. He said, so a blip will pop up if and only if you tag their location.
It won't be a blip, it'll just be an actual, like, marker in, like, that area.
Like an enemy marker?
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Doolittle, will you be able to share tactics with your teammates in the app?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can chat, like, if Leah's running the app and we're on a squad and maybe she's on the other side of the map or she's, like, a building away from me, we can just chat to each other via the app or just using the radio. And set waypoints and show like where the enemies would be. Again, this is going to be in later iterations.
Eric Poloni, I foresee lots of overheated phones, Samsung grenades, bringing a whole new level of realism to the airsoft battlefield. My phone does get pretty hot. I can see what you're saying. But it's only when a bunch of, for instance, my phone only gets really hot if a bunch of stuff is running. If you just have one thing running, hopefully it won't be crazy. Roman Scalf, is this a Jet and Leah brain baby or something Evic made up?
Why don't you answer that?
It's a... Why would I answer it? It's your baby.
Well, I just want someone else to say it. I just don't want to be like, yes, it's mine. Because sometimes people don't believe me.
This is something that Jet's been talking about for a long time and wanting to do, and it's something that he and I talked about for a long time, and then when he decided to start doing events with Milson West, with Josh and Brian, he brought it up to them, and they were very supportive of it, and they even had a contact for someone that could build the app, so... It's mainly Jet's baby, and with the support of Milson West, since he's collaborating with them for this event series. So it's all Jet. It's Jet's dream.
Yeah.
Coming to life. UG Pika Boy 511 Molly phone cases by MSW.
Yep, I mean they already had them.
They already have them, and so they will try to have those available also.
Yeah, once this thing is done talking, let me tell you guys what my vision is for this app, because it almost has it doesn't really have that much to do with me other than just I created it, but I'm creating it for all of you. So, okay, now that thing is done talking, here is my overall vision with this app. Is the app is going to come out, and after a few versions of the app, once it gets refined, this now takes airsoft out of just a strictly hobby and turns it into a sport. Because what is a sport? A sport is an activity that you play that has quantifiable scoring. Like, look at how simple other sports are. Soccer, you run around this field and you just kick a ball into a goal. You know, you run around a basketball court and throw a ball into a hoop. But the reason that they're sports is that it has defined rules and it has quantifiable scoring. So now that we'll have, the rule set obviously will just be our own, but we'll also have the quantifiable scoring, which will be tracked by technology. And so that can elevate airsoft into another level in which now people can quantify how good they are, and we can have other, quote unquote pro players like myself. I'm tired of being the only professional airsofter out there, and it's not even for just airsoft, it's just for YouTube. So if you the player can also make a living off of just sponsorships because of how good you are at BB Wars, isn't that amazing? Isn't that what what a lot of people want, is to just live the dream that I'm kind of living? I'm super thankful every day that my job is just airsoft. And so if I can get others to also live that dream, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Am I defending? Oh, I'm defending. Wait, what?
David Blanchard Gonzalez, will the app use up a lot of storage?
I don't know, quite honestly. It shouldn't. It doesn't really take much.
Caleb Harms, would you create a social media-like place so you can share your stats? Sorry if this was already asked.
It was asked, but that's a great question that I want to hit on. Yes. So, also with the app, once you download the app and you create your profile, that profile will now track all of your statistics for the within like the Desert Fox Airsoft like event realm. I guess I don't really know how to explain that.
So you'd be able to.
Like your profile in the app will be like your service record. Much like how like a real military, like someone in the real military has a service record which shows like what deployments they've been on, what classes, things like that. The profile on the app will show like how many games you've been to, and you'll have like special badges. If you're a sponsored player, we've already talked to companies, and we'll develop a special badge for you in your profile. It'll be kind of like a Facebook sort of for like airsoft, but with stats and other like cool information.
Pilar Rudolph, I don't know if you've said this yet, but will the app be free, and are there any microtransactions?
The app is completely free. Microtransactions, there might, just because not every feature can be free, and we do have bills to pay. But for the most part, yes.
Brandon Wyruck. Sorry if I said your name wrong, Brandon. Pretty much end goal, grow BB Wars into something more. I can get behind that. Better have a game in Ohio. I know a really cool AO for it. It really fits the whole mercenary theme.
I can't.
What?
I don't know where I am. I got lost in the fog. I really have no clue. Oh, there's the ground. Okay, well, I'm fine with this
Found
decision.
it.
There's nothing I could do. I was just super duper lost.
Is it all over the world or just in California?
It's going to be all over the U.S. The first game is in January in Southern California. I'm hoping eventually we can also take it to Europe or any other, nation for that matter. Where is our team?
Oh, you have a new squad now. That's good.
I don't know
Roman
why
Scalp, I was talking about it with some friends. I recently stopped competitive swimming for the same reason. Airsoft is a sport world. Accept it. Jet, do you have other apps like this?
No, this is the first app of its kind being developed for Airsoft.
Eric Poloni, can you go into more detail about UAV and other power-ups? Will they cost money or awarded for points? Any fire support, artillery, etc. power-ups expected?
Great question. And to answer, short-term answer is yes. We do. We will be adding in power-ups. They won't be like a pay to like get thing. It'll basically be as your team progresses in points, then certain things will be unlocked. Also, too, this opens up a whole new thing for objectives. So, just as for instance, let's say there is an objective out somewhere, and on that objective is a QR code. As you, the player, you can scan that, and then you'll earn maybe like a power up for your team. So maybe you'll earn like an ion cannon strike or an artillery strike. And so what will happen is everyone with the app, and then also with a regular like real admin person who's going to be on the ground, it'll tell people like, hey, there's a artillery strike imminent or something like that coming in. And the app will track that, so it'll say like, oh, okay, you're like, if you're an enemy player and there's an ion cannon strike coming in, you don't get out of the kill zone long enough, then your status will be changed from alive to wounded or dead, depending on what hit you. So, yeah, there could be kind of nukes and such. Oh, jeez, I'm getting lost again in the fog.
Oh no.
What?
Looks like it's below you.
What?
You're gonna run onto the ground.
Okay, there we go. Man.
It's super foggy.
Yeah, like that's the hardest part right now. Is I just cannot tell where the heck I am half the time.
There are a few people just now joining, saying basically that don't know what the BlueFox tracker is and asking what we're talking about. The BlueFox tracker is an app that is being developed currently by Jet and Josh and Brian from Milson West. They are starting an event series together called DesertFox Airsoft Events, and a big portion of this event series will revolve around the use of the BlueFox tracker. You may have heard of the BlueForce tracker, which is something that is used in real world right now, and so it is based, that's kind of a play off of those words, and it's going to be very similar to the BlueForce tracker that is currently being used by our military. But it will be applicable to airsoft. We'll be able to track stats. We'll be able to help you get sponsorships. You'll be able to see who's good players. You'll be able to track objectives, see your team, see your enemy's teams, get orders, etc. Is there a way to keep track of kills just for yourself without them being added to the score and abused? Sorry, I keep asking.
Not currently, but that's a great idea, and I'll definitely take that into consideration.
Yeah, that was asked before, and we do think, or Jet does think that that's something that would be great to be able to add just for you to keep track of yourself. If you want to keep track of what you thought were kills, then...
Yeah, it'll have no bearing on your stats or anything like that. It'll just be something neat that...
The guy that asked what we're talking about, oh, that's cool, all caps.
Cool. Glad you think it's cool.
Caleb Harms, what rules / how could you get banned from the app? Any other types of punishments?
I mean, obviously, if you're ghosting, we'll be able to see it. Yeah, just anyone who's trying to cheat. I mean, we're gonna know, and we're gonna just ban them or kick them out of the game.
House Gamers Airsoft, will this be compatible with Tinder?
I mean, it'll be Airsoft Tinder in itself.
It will be Airsoft Tinder. So you can all track House Gamers on it. Swipe left on him, or right. Whoops.
Swipe accordingly on House Gamers.
Henry FS, how can I get the app?
It will be available for download in January.
And it will be available on Android and iOS platforms.
Yep. Oh no.
The Gaming Sloth, so is it online or no?
No.
It's not currently available for download, no. That's what we mean by saying it will be available in January. Caleb Harms, will there be a type of commendation / complete X amount of tasks to get a rewards or rank up?
Yeah, probably. I mean, there is just no limit to the things that we could possibly do. And I mean, we're gonna be taking lots of feedback from the community. You know, if you guys want something put into the app, and there's just an overwhelming amount of people that want it, like, yeah, we're gonna probably put it in.
Roman Scout, so explain the scoring. What do you gain points for? Will you have to be at an event sponsoring it to get points?
I mean, you'll just have to be at a DesertFox Airsoft event in order to score points.
This app is currently only available, will only be able to be used at DesertFox events. Eventually, it'll be available for fields and other people to use, but that's going to be some updates in the future. But do you want to explain how people are able to score points in the app?
Yeah, so you'll score points kind of similar to Battlefield, but not through kills. As of right now, the way you'll score points is through capturing points and reviving players and following orders set by leadership. So if your squad leader puts down a waypoint and then you go to that waypoint, once you get into proximity to the waypoint, you'll score points for following orders. You're also going to score points for calling hits. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but in order to promote sportsmanship, every time you call hit in the app, you will score points. So it behooves you to actually call your hits. Whoa. That was nuts.
So for this stream, we're only talking about the app and the BlueFox tracker and DesertFox events. We're not going to be talking about anything else. So if you guys are asking questions related to anything else, we'll answer those on a later live stream. We really just wanted to talk about the app and get you guys' feedback about what you want to see or answer any questions that you might have about the app. That's the purpose of this stream. So those are the questions that we're going to be answering on this stream.
Yep.
Zamagnik, because how can the app capture all of that?
I mean, how do you think? It's just technology. Like, think of all the other apps that are out there that are doing all sorts of crazy things. Look at flipping Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go does a lot if you think about it. And I mean, that's all just tracked through Pokemon Go servers. Oh, jeez. Man, that was the only building in that area to take cover behind.
Is Jet doing shots when he dies? Not this time.
Not tonight. I still have to actually do a bunch of work when this stream is done for DesertFox events.
When does the app come out? Again, it will come out in January. The first event for DesertFox events is January 12th through 14th in Victorville. So go to what's the website again? DesertFox Events?
Yeah, DesertFox Events or DesertFoxAirsoftEvents.com. Someone asked if you can wear your navy blue uniform. Yes.
I'll make sure.
You can be all blue if you want. Like I said, there's 2 factions, and with each faction, there are 2 other accent colors to be used with that faction, or just used as that color. So there is the Eastern Royal Trading, which is green, black, and red. Red, we will not be using dead rags for hit players. We'll be using high vis neon colors for the purpose of their high vis neon, and that's way easier to see than a 3-inch by 3-inch red rag on your head. Sorry, getting caught up in the game again. Oh my god, I'm getting shot at. Whoa. Uh-oh, I didn't think come that way.
Shall I donate for the 5th time? Corbin, you can do whatever you want to do. You guys can also ask. You don't have to donate every time you ask a question, but that will obviously we're going to pay attention to people that are giving us money.
Yeah.
Are there any DesertFox events slated to come to the East Coast?
Yes. In fact, we found a AO today that is going to be our first East Coast game. It is in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. What's up, Bitty Dog?
Joey Bates, Jet, this is all super cool. Congrats, man. I bet you guys are super proud.
I'll be proud once the app gets into like a really stable, functioning state.
The Gaming Sloth, Leah, quick question. Is it social because you said it was like Tinder?
I mean, it can be. Like, if you see somebody in the game, within the game that's got good stats and, you know, you're trying to make a BB team, you could possibly recruit them through the app. Oh, I'm gonna die. Cool. Disabled the engine.
I think a couple of people were asking again how hit calling will work, or if you'll be able to report cheaters. Yes, you will. They're trying to work in a function that will allow you to take photos and send in reports to admins if you're having any problems, and admins will be able to immediately address that.
Yeah.
Corbin donated another $2 just because I love you both. Go get a McDouble.
Oh, that does sound good right now. Oh, man.
I think he actually will now.
Yeah. Corbin, you're the best. You get a shout out forever. Oh, no.
Corbin. Corbin supplied our dinner tonight. Have you talked about the bounty hunter thing at all, or are you not?
No, not yet. Just because that's not coming in for a while.
Okay.
For all you lone wolves out there, we're gonna have a feature for you guys. Whoa, that guy's lagging. If you're the ultimate airsoft lone wolf, there'll be a feature for you.
House Gamers Airsoft out of nowhere banning people. Hell yeah.
Whoa.
With great power comes great something.
comes great banning.
Comes great banning.
With great power comes great memes.
Didn't even know the meme man. House Gamers Airsoft, I may do a stream after you guys. I think, how long are you going to stream until?
Actually, I'm probably going to end the stream here in a little bit.
Probably after this game, or soon.
Yeah.
We just wanted, or Jet just wanted enough time to talk about the app and make sure we got a bunch of questions answered about the app.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll all jump over to a house gamer stream.
Yep. I will say, in the next few days, hopefully, eHouse at Gun Gamers, that's his YouTube channel, Gun Gamers is the channel.
Yeah.
He'll have we did an interview while at Milsim West Caspian Gap, and I showed him the app, gave him a breakdown, and he'll also have screenshots of what the app is going to look like.
Here's a good question from the Gaming Sloth. My mom's very sensitive about online stuff. She hacks the hackers, so would I still be able to use it will I still be able to use it if I don't have social media? Will I be able to use it without using it like social
Absolutely.
media?
It's completely independent of all social media. We'll probably have some ties in there for like stat sharing and whatnot, but for the most part, no, you don't need to have a Facebook or anything.
It's not going to have any personal information other than like your probably your first name or your call sign. Definitely your call sign, but yeah, it's not going to have any of your personal information, so you're not going to have to worry about that.
Don't know how that guy didn't see that dude. That was weird.
I have navy blue BDUs. Is that what you mean by blue camo?
I mean, yeah, you
Yes.
can wear that. Ow.
LMI710, will the app be able to let people know if a casualty happens? That's important.
Yes, through the notifications on the admin side. For instance, if we need to call a ceasefire, we can call the ceasefire by sending a notification to every single person on the field. And again, everyone will still echo it, but that call for the ceasefire or blind man or whatever will come way more instantaneously than it does with it just being echoed throughout the field. And wow, that truck came out of nowhere.
Got him.
Yeah, once again, in the next few days, I'll have example photos of kits and color schemes that you guys can all wear to DesertFox Airsoft events. There's quite a bit, honestly, and it really leaves a lot for the imagination to go crazy and to make some original kits that you probably wouldn't have made otherwise in Airsoft.
So the people that are into like apocalyptic kits or futuristic kits, you can now create those really cool looking kits and you use them in this game. So you don't have to do
You don't have to dress like a soldier if you don't want to. If you just want to wear blue jeans or something.
So for people like me that like to wear a dye mask or other stuff that like to combine kit to make something that just looks cool but isn't an impression, it's perfect for people like that. Yay!
Yep.
Because you can create. Corbin donated another $2. Go buy a nice Springer, y'all. We'll probably just get another double.
Yeah.
Jen will have one, and now I can have one.
Dang. McDonald's ballin'.
We on that dollar menu. Matt Brooks, sorry for so many questions because you're following one game series. Would it be good to add a set of codes like code 1 is game on, code 2 is bling man, I think he means blind man, code 3 is real world, and so on?
No, just because everything will just be in clear text.
it'll already be available. Like, you'll already be able to see what's going on in the app, right? Oh no! Oh man, I thought you were gonna die.
Oh, I still might. I'm way outside the outside the play field.
Gavin Cotton, will there be any special gear you will have to wear, or can you just wear normal jeans and a jacket to a game?
You can just wear normal jeans and a jacket. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, you have to be within the color scheme, obviously. Or else, how else will we know who's on whose team? Because remember, these still are large-scale national events. I will say we will have a few marking options for people. Like, you'll see in the example, in some of the kit example photos, that like I'm wearing an armband, or Leah's wearing an armband with the color of one of the accent colors for the teams that we're on.
Firefighter Perna, can you get in depth on the camo or BDUs allowed, please?
Yeah, sure. So, if you want to write this down, there are 2 factions as of right now. We may be introducing a third.
Are you asking me to write it down, or for
No, for like people who are watching that like want the information to be able to like pass that along to people. So, there is the Eastern Royal Trading faction, which is the green team. The 2 accent colors for them are black and red. So you can wear any iteration of green, black, and red on your person or even on your gun. So for example, you can wear an all-black jumpsuit with black gear and a red armband. Or you can wear, you know, the red and black camo from Street Fighter, if anyone's old enough and has seen that movie. Or you can wear M81 Woodland with black gear, and that's it. What the heck just killed me? So yeah, any iteration of green, black, and red. Now the other team, tan team, that team is called the Southern Syndicate, and their colors are...
Oh, nice.
Their colors... Oh geez, run away. Their colors are tan, gray, and blue. Now that includes blue jeans. So again, there'll be more example photos. So in one of the example photos, I have blue jeans on with a plain tan combat shirt and a gray rig or a tan rig. And then if you still want to, you can even wear a blue armband with that. You can also like get original and paint stuff. Like I heard you can do maybe like a tan helmet, a tan bump helmet, and then paint the rails blue or gray. Or you can just wear all gray. There's tons of gray uniforms out there, and currently there's not really a lot of games that you can wear, like Milsim national event games that you can wear that to.
So I think one of the good things that's great about this is there aren't really going to be limitations on what you can and can't wear. As long as you're in the color scheme, you're fine. So there's not going to be, you can't wear this certain pattern or that pattern. As long as you're in the color scheme, you're fine.
Yep.
Corbin donated another $2 and said, "Bring back Beers McOperator."
Uh-oh.
Hey Jet, will you enable event promoters / fields to be able to ban cheaters through the app?
Oh yeah. Whoa.
The dude bro could come and call for a ceasefire listed as emergency, etc. So for those, for a ceasefire, for things like that, that will be an admin decision. But you will be able to mark, or send in reports of real world emergencies for sure, and then an admin can call a ceasefire.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Z Smurf.
Z Smurf.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that answers everyone's questions.
Yes, there was a German general in World War II. His name was Erwin Rommel. He was a general on the German side in World War II. He was killed by... He was caught in a conspiracy to overthrow... Well, not overthrow, but assassinate Hitler in order to end World War II because they knew that the war was not going well for Germany and they would eventually lose. So too long, didn't read, he's not a Nazi. That's what everyone always thinks. TNT.
Flashfire 2002. I'm definitely concerned about the possibility of trolling with this app. How do you intend to be able to deal with mass 4chan style raids where people join and troll in mass?
We just simply ban them. I mean, we're gonna know who's there. We're gonna know who's physically at the game and who's not.
Yeah.
Because, so, to give you an idea as to what will happen, you will pay for the game online via the website. Your name will be added to the roster. Friday afternoon, the day before the overall event starts, everyone will check in via a QR code. So when you get to the check-in booth, you'll scan a QR code. That QR code will populate you into your team. And then on Saturday morning, the game will go live. And then you'll be deployed out to the field.
So people that aren't actually at the event won't be able to use the app.
Yes.
Tyson, will the app have a picture of the field on your phone for when you're on the field?
Yes. I think you should be able to use the satellite overlay provided by Google, or upload your own. This is all stuff that I'm actually going to be going over with the app team on Friday.
Tyson, could you take videos of your experience and post it on the app?
Probably not. Not yet. The app is more of just like a mini map. Oh. Guys, they're not this way anymore. Go back. Go back, everybody.
Nathan Ramirez, can you wear blue jeans and a red band? Yes.
Well, you can't wear blue jeans and a red band. Those are two. Those colors are different.
Oh, they're on different factions.
Yeah, yeah. Remember the tan team. Oh, jeez, tan. Come on. The tan team is blue, gray, and tan.
Firefighter Perna, will the points earned in the app eventually earn you something?
Quite possibly, yeah. I mean, we've talked to almost every major manufacturer and retailer is on board with the app, and who knows what sort of like things that they'll come up with. Whoa. Time to get out of the trench. No. Should have stayed in the trench.
Oh man, I was trying to find a cookie to send to Corbin, but I can't find one. How about some tacos?
Need to get a blue dye lens for the tan team. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
In one of the example photos, I have all black with a dye mask with a red tinted lens and a red armband, and a Cry multicam black AVS. It looks pretty cool. TBH. Look at that bomber. Let's see here, more stuff for Corbin. Tacos are good.
Can app points equal Skype minutes with Desert Unicorn?
Who knows? Anything's possible.
What does the app have to do with Battle Hack, though? Nothing.
Nothing.
The app is created for DesertFox events, which you can check them out on Facebook, DesertFox Airsoft events.
Oh god.
Right now, and you can see some information and also some Q&A about it.
Yep. If you're going to be at Battlehack this weekend, Leah and myself will be there. You can feel free to ask questions about the app and DesertFox events. And, yeah. So that's going to conclude this live stream about the BlueFox tracker. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry if we didn't get to your questions. We'll have more live streams later throughout the week, and I'll probably live stream from Battlehack. But thanks again, guys, and see you on the field.
Bye. See you on the field.
Not if I see you.